Next on the list is our next mayor. I said our real loud, and mayor real loud. Hopefully it will penetrate that building down there and serve Mayor Hancock notice. The next person on the mic is my man Kayvan.
Thank you all. My name is Kayvan. I'm running for mayor of Denver in 2019. Doing it in large part because of the role that I've played and what I've experienced the last 2 years being a part of this topic. About 18 months ago, I took a video of Jerry, who was just up here, getting blankets confiscated from Denver police. Video made a big stink. They altered some practices with regard to confiscating these. They now only take pictures of these, the survival gear that's evidence of this crime, but it's still a crime. I remember people emailing the mayor's office, and I've cored these since, the mayor's office in response to these videos, people being outraged, saying this is the only time that ever happened. That confiscation in front of the city-county building was the only time that Denver police officers have confiscated survival gear from the homeless. That's something they've said over and over and over. Now we know that happens every single day, and it's happened since then every single day. So these are the types of people that we're up against. Last year in the committee hearing, we had a full room. They had to move it to a bigger forum so that everybody that wanted to testify could. There were a lot of folks in support of passing this, but there were also a lot of folks opposed, primarily from our city governments, one of them being Eric Sullivan, director of the Office of Hope, over there at the mayor's office as well. These folks are going to continue to do what they can to criminalize homelessness, because homelessness and the reality that we're dealing with does not fit in their agenda of an growth at all possible scenario here in Denver. Right now, because of the shortage of housing that we have almost 30,000 people that are living in a rent-burdened environment. That means that they spend more than a third of their income on housing. We have more than a third of the people that rent in the city spending more than a half of their income on housing. We had 5,000 people last year that were evicted from their homes because they didn't have proper renter protections in place. They have only a couple days after they get that eviction notice to come up with the monies due. None of these efforts are being currently supported by our mayor's office to help lessen the burden put on these folks in our city that are very much struggling right now. This is not going to stop. Because we have that many people rent burdened, that many people being evicted, because we have stagnant wages, we are this close to having that many more people experiencing homelessness on our streets here in Denver. Right now that number is about 7,000 or a little more in the metro area. 230 people died last year on our streets. 237, thank you. Every life is important. We're probably going to have more than that this year. We'll see what the temperatures do, but this is going to continue. And we are continuing to put forth the same practices that have led to that without any resolve. How we've been able to, as the gentleman from the ACLU mentioned, kind of push this conversation forward is to have a community behind this topic. It's not just pushing the right to rest here. It's going out and sleeping with us, with other people experiencing homelessness on the streets here and protecting them, because we know that 7 out of 10 people don't feel comfortable going into our disgusting shelter system that we have here in Denver. We need people to continue getting involved and make this a spectacle again, because that's the only way that this city's going to listen. If you want to learn how to make it a spectacle, where's PJ? Go find somebody. We can put this back into the purview. But another thing we can do is elect people in office that give a shit about our marginalized populations here in Denver. I'm not only running for mayor, we're going to have 13 city council candidates that are going to be running for every single seat here in Denver that give a shit about our homeless population. We're also going to be electing a sheriff in 2019, hopefully. We're hoping to put this on the ballot, not elect the sheriff in 19, but have the opportunity to vote for an elected sheriff in 2019, because right now our jails are filled with people that have really engaged in public health concerns, and we've criminalized them. If it's not homelessness, it's drug use or sex work. We have a jail that is crowded, where we've spent more on deputy overtime because of this crowded jail and the fact that nobody can work in these environments. We spent more in their overtime than we did on affordable housing last year. We spent more on settling cases related to people being abused by our deputies and other law enforcement, settling these civil cases last year than we did on affordable housing. We spent more on an LED sign at the airport than we did on affordable housing. All these things are real, and it shows where the priorities are in this city. And the only way that we're going to find any relief on this topic is if we actually start treating people as people and understand that our priorities must be in protecting those folks first. So I want to make this quick. I know there's a lot of folks to talk, so I'm going to pass it on, but I thank you all for coming out here, and I hope that when we do finally get the chance to testify in front of committee that we have more people there that can speak, and let's drag that in as late into the night as we can, just like we did last time, because unless they see folks out there that care, that are willing to spend their day to come out and talk about this, it doesn't matter to them. This is going to get swept under the rug, just like they do with homeless folks now here in Denver. So thank you very much.